Hello. I was recently watching a video on YouTube by Christian Henson from the Crow Hill Company about using a fader to control strings. In it, he used the method that I've been using for quite some time, that once you've made your sketch, you copy to each of the individual strings. Then you open each one at a time to separate out the notes that you don't need, leave the ones that you do, and then if you wish, delete the controller data. Then of course you need to do that for each track, which is a bit of a pain. So I found a video by Bill McFadden, and he had a tip called Score Editor to separate notes in a minute. And I thought it was an excellent idea, but I had problems remembering the steps. So I made two macros triggered from a Stream Deck. I'll show you this in real time first. Select the track, then operate the first macro, then use the settings, which I'll discuss later. Now you've created these parts, the first task is to move them into the correct positions. You can see here we have some controller data. You may wish to keep it, but operating a shortcut you can delete them too. Now we want to remove the empty tracks that we've created. You'll notice here that because the controller data has been removed, we don't have any continuity with Legato. So operate the next macro, and you can see that all the parts have become Legato. Let's have a look at these macros. The first one is extracting notes from the selected track. The first thing we do is lock our sketch to keep it. Then we duplicate it, then unlock the track that we've just duplicated. The macro selects the sketches within the loop, and then opens the score editor, and here we tell Explode what to do with our duplicated sketch. We want to create some new tracks, 4 of them, and untick split notes. Select lines to tracks and the bass to the lowest voice. Then once you press OK, that will trigger the rest of the macro. The score editor will then close, and then the final item, the Process Project Logical Editor command, this can then be found in the key commands and prepares everything ready for the next macro. Before we use the next macro, you recall that the green items on my Stream Deck are reminders. So the first thing is to move the parts to their respective instrument, and then we may decide to delete the CCs. This command can be found under the key commands, under Delete Continuous Controllers. The next item is to remind me to delete the now empty tracks that we've duplicated in the whole of that process. I did try to make a macro for this, but it had mixed results, so it's now just a reminder. Because I may wish to use this macro separately, the first item, the Process Project Logical Editor, is selecting all tracks with MIDI or audio. Then it selects all the parts within the loop. Then it selects all the notes in those parts and applies MIDI Legato. Well, I hope you found that useful on how to extract notes from a sketch using Cubase macros, but you may need to make minor changes depending on the results the macros produce. I can't recommend highly enough the Stream Deck. It's probably the best piece of hardware I've bought in years for improving workflow. If you like this video and you're interested in hearing the music I produce, which is electronica in the form of melodic EDM, down-tempo and recently ambient, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.